Scream.
Hello peoples, it's me. It's your boy Rob here, man, and just got back from watching Scream 6 for the second time, and I wanted to give my review on it, man. So let's get into it. Okay, so this is gonna be a spoiler review because the movie's been out for about a week now. So I'm just gonna talk about the things that I liked in this movie and some of the things that I wouldn't say I didn't like, but could have been executed better. So first, let's start off with the opening scene of this movie. Oh my gosh. So one of the best things about the Scream movies is the opening scene, right? You gotta start off with a kill. In this one, they do something totally different and it works. And it's like, if they do a seventh movie, I want to see them kind of explore that. And what happens is that Samara Weaving, the queen herself, huge fan of her. She gets killed. She's our opening kill in this movie. But when she gets killed by Ghostface, takes the mask off, and it's your boy Flash Thompson from Spider movies. Tony Ravioli. I don't know how to pronounce his name, his last name, but it turns out he's a killer. And then we get to see him just walk around and kind of just see that it's like we know who the killer is, but we're kind of getting to know them just a little bit, which is something like totally different. We've never seen them. Every movie starts off with the kill, straight into the title card, and then that's it. This one, we see a kill, we know who the killer is, and then we follow them around, interact with Jenna Ortega, aka Wifey, and it's just so cool, and it's such a great, cool, different way to start off this movie. And then of course he gets killed by the real Ghostface because it turns out him and his buddy are copycat killers, and they want to finish Richie's movie from the previous film. And yeah, I really loved the opening. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was the characters of this film, which I think all did a phenomenal job what they were able to work with. Starting off with the core four, Sam, Tara, Mindy, Chad, all wonderful. Jasmine Savoy Brown, Mason, Jenna Ortega, and Melissa. I love what they did with them in this film, and they really are so good at this that you want them to live. You become a fan favorite of theirs, especially coming from from the Deweys and the Gales and the Sydneys. And I love the portrayal of these characters. And hopefully, if we do get a Scream 7, I want to explore more and get to know more about them. And then also we got our returning characters as well, with Kirby, who we haven't seen since Scream 4. And I always knew that Kirby was alive this whole time, because in the last shot that we see of her in Scream 4, she is still moving. She does not look dead at all. At all. So I always knew Kirby was alive. So I'm glad that they were able to bring her back, because I love Hayden Panettiere, and always been a fan. I've been a fan of her for a long, long time. So great to see her again. Did awesome. Of course, Courtney Cox, the queen herself, Gail. She makes a return in this. The only legacy character besides Kirby, So it was great. She's in the film, but not a lot. But she's not a lot. She's not in the film a lot. So and I thought that was fine. And then of course Sydney is not in this film, which I always think now that Sydney's story is complete. I think Sydney does not need to be involved with the Ghostface, because poor girl's been going through this since high school days. I think this story is over. I think her story is over. Unless if they do bring her back in the next film, which I hope to God they do make another one, that it'll work. It'll make sense. And then also we have our new characters, and once again, new characters. They did a good job. Everyone in this film, I really liked what they did with their characters. And, I mean, what else more can I say? I want to talk about this. I've been seeing a lot of hate from the fans online who watch the movies and are not really a big fan of Melissa Barrera as Sam in this movie. And I gotta say this, man. I think Sam is one of the most interesting characters in the entire Scream franchise, simply because, for one, she's a protagonist. Two, she is the daughter of Billy Loomis, the original Ghostface. And what makes her so interesting is that she's having to go through all these obstacles. People are starting to blame her for the crimes that happened in the previous year, and it's a thing that she just want to try to live a normal life, but that past of hers would never go away. But that past also helps her out in the end when it's time to confront Ghostface. Because my gosh, bro, when she is in that mode, you don't want to fuck with her, bro. You do not want to fuck with her. If you watched the last movie, you saw what she did with Richie. You watch this movie, boy, something crazy, dude. Like, it's ridiculous. So I don't like seeing all that hate from her. Melissa does a great job at what she's given, and I really like her being kind of being the center part along with Jenna Ortega. You know, while Sydney is not really the main focus anymore. So now let's talk about the star of the show, Mr. Ghostface himself. Man, I think this is the best Ghostface. Out of all the Scream movies, I think this is the best Ghostface simply because the dude was a menace, bruh. The way he just killed people in this movie was just so brutal. And in most of all the Scream films, a person might get stabbed, 2-3 times? Nah. This month was stabbing people at least 10 to 20 times, bro. And it is just brutal. And the way the sound in this movie is so perfect too, because when someone gets stabbed, you can just feel the impact. You can just feel it, and oh my god, bro. It like, for the very first time in a Scream movie, I had like chills, and I kind of felt scared. And so, especially the second time watching it, just now, about an hour ago, when I watched it again, you know, even though I already knew what was gonna happen, man, but my gosh, Ghostface in this movie is just so brutal, and I love it, and I hope they keep doing it, because, like they say, man, each movie gets bigger, bloodier, gorier, and that's what I love to see, bro. That's what I love to see. Now, when it came to the reveals of the killers, I think the reveal was really good. Simply because I love the parallels of this movie, Scream 6, with Scream 2. The killers in this film are Detective Bailey, Quinn, and Ethan, who turns out to be Richie's family, which I thought was a great twist, because just like in Scream 2, we had Mrs. Loomis be the mastermind behind everything, and both families, or both members of the family of the previous killers, just simply want revenge. It's just simply a revenge story, and I love that parallel. And also them being in a theater, and both Scream 2 and Scream 6 and the finale being in a theater, like, man, super cool the way they did that. What else? Oh, and then now, after the reveal, that's when it kind of was like, man, I wish they could have did better, because man, you know, it felt super easy killing them, man. As soon as they took the Ghostface mask, they didn't feel like a threat anymore. You know, when when you have someone like Billy Loomis, a Jill, let's see, who else? You could probably add Amber in it, or Richie. Once they took the mask, after they took their mask off, they still felt like a threat, and you still felt scared of them. In this film with Ethan and Quinn, once they took their mask off, they didn't feel like a threat. Like Tara and Sam took them out way too easy. Way too easy. Just for the fact that them as Ghostface were invincible. Like, these motherfuckers was just they were jumping. Like, this was the most this Ghostface was not clumsy at all like the previous ones. This man was just running straight through people. I mean, for God's sake, he took a shotgun from the store owner and blasted him right in his fucking face. Like, come on, man. And then now you reveal it's them. You reveal that Quinn was the one who attacked fucking Gale. And if you've seen that scene, that doesn't look like that would be her. That looked like that's a whole ass dude with strength being able to take on Gale like that. So, but yeah, I just felt like that the reveals were a little bit, I felt I love the twist and the reveal of being a Ritchie family, but then the execution of it was just where it kind of fell flat. Because, like I said, Sam and Tara, they took him out way too easy. But then, Detective Bailey, he was the mastermind of it. Once again, just like Mrs. Loomis, and he got the worst, bro. My man's, I counted. I think I counted, but my man's got stabbed like at least like 22 times, and then a stab right to the eye, bro. I'm telling you, do not fuck with Sam, bro. Do not fuck with her. I'm telling you, man. But yeah, I like the reveals of it. Could the execution would have been better? Yes, but I enjoy what they did, and I also just love the parallels of this film with Scream 2, man. And I think with that being said, man, I really, really love this movie. I'm a huge Scream fan. So again, like with the scene with the whole shrine, man, I was able to point out every little thing. They had the outfits, every outfit of the killers, man. They had everything from the fax, the exploding fax machine in part 3 to the TV that killed Stu. If he's alive, if he's alive, and then Kenny's camera that Chad uses to attack. Like, they had, man, that whole scene was just super cool. And as a Scream fan, you probably would like really, really get a kick out of that. And yeah, man, in my rankings. So this is my rankings for the film. So I have Scream 3 at the bottom. I have Scream 3 at number 6, Scream 2 at number 5, Scream 2022, Scream 5 at number 4, Scream 6 number 3, Scream 4 number 2, and Scream the original number 1. So that's my ranking for it, man. And again, man, I just love this franchise. I love how these directors, the guys of Radio Silence, that team, I love that they're fans of this franchise, and they're now being able to make their own version of this, while also keeping the legacy that Wes Craven created. And man, as an actor myself, man, I want to do one of these films, man. Whether it's getting killed, because I most likely will get killed, because look at me, or being a Ghostface itself, man. Like, I truly love these movies, So I hope they can continue this. I know they made a lot of money this past weekend. I think they surpassed Scream 4 box office. They surpassed that. So I guarantee they will get another film. So and I'll be excited to watch it, just like I did with this one, man. So my rating for it, I give it an 8.5 out of 10. The kills were great, characters were great. The only problem I had was just the execution of the killers after they were revealed. How I feel like it could have been better showing them as a threat outside of the Ghostface mask, instead of just killing them so easily. But I give it an 8.5 out of 10, man, and I really, 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 really enjoyed it. And if you have enjoyed it as well, I hope, or let me rephrase that. I hope you've seen it as well. I've seen it twice now, and I'm gonna watch it again once it's streaming. And I can't wait to see other people's reactions of it as well. So, yeah, that's my Scream review, man. Those are my thoughts. I watched it. I watched it opening night for the first time I watched it was opening night, that Thursday night, and man, afterwards I just had so many things I wanted to talk about, and I was like, you know what? Let me save it for a video. And so that's why we have this. So if you enjoyed my review and my thoughts on the film, please subscribe. Please subscribe. You know, like I said, I'm trying to do more of this now. And the next film, the next video that I'm going to do will be The Last of Us. Because that's something else. That's another thing I watched this past week. And I really want to talk about too. So, with that being said, thank you. And I hope to see you in my next video. Whatever or whatever that may be. Alright? Thank you.